Have you ever been in a conversation with a person and you're constantly in a state of confusion of what they're talking about? Then you probably was talking to a Mercury in Pisces. What's up, everybody? It is your girl here, GenuinelyDivine, coming at you today with a video all about Mercury in the sign of Pisces. If you are new to the channel, please remember to click that subscribe button and also remember to turn on the notification bell so you never ever miss an upload from me. As you saw in the title, we are talking about Mercury in the sign of Pisces. So let's get to the video. Mercury is the planet of intelligence. It is the planet of logical thinking, methodical thinking, methodical processes, okay? It's a mathematic type planet, you know what I mean? It's all about interaction. It's all about communication. It's all about how we receive information, how we analyze that information, and then how do we process it in the manner of communication. Pisces is the sign of the dreamer and the imagination. Pisces is a sign of spirituality. It is the ultimate server of God position, okay? So these people are extremely spiritual type people, and a lot of times they can live in their heads a lot of times. Pisces naturally rules the 12th house of illusions and delusions, the house of the secret enemies, but the house of spirituality, right? So a lot of times when Mercury comes into the sign of Pisces, what happens is you get a person who communicate in a disillusional type way. You get a person who actually communicate in an illogical type way. Now, with that being said, a lot of times it's because Mercury is in its detriment in the sign of Pisces. It's actually exalted in Virgo, which is Pisces polar opposite, which means that it will be very challenged in the sign of Pisces, okay? Because you're taking a methodical planet and putting it into a sign of dreaming and imagination. So in all actuality, Mercury cannot be methodical. Mercury cannot actually, translate things or actually process information as quickly as it wants to, because Mercury is a very quick, fast moving planet. So being put here in a dreamer's zodiac sign or sleepers type zodiac sign, it actually tend to just kind of like not actually be able to calculate or be able to process as fast as it wants to, okay? So a lot of times the Mercury in Pisces type people in early development, a lot of times they had a difficult time in school, because they didn't know how to actually really read and analyze what they had. And if they did analyze it, sometimes they may analyze it at a very slow rate. So a lot of times Mercury and Pisces type people, they kind of like probably made bad grades, or they actually just didn't like school at all. If they did make good grades, it was like, a very challenged situation, but because they actually just kept that focus like they needed to, they actually was able to make pretty decent type grades. But I feel like a lot of times Mercury and Pisces type people, school is just not their forte, especially if the sun is also in Pisces. I feel that Mercury and Pisces type people have a very difficult time communicating their logic in the best way possible, mainly because Mercury and Pisces type people, they're actually very intuitive. They have a lot of things going on at one time because they have their mind in the spirit world or the imaginary world. They have a part of themselves here in the physical world, so their mind has a lot of things going through it at one time. So it's very difficult for them to really explain themselves. So a lot of times people may think that Mercury and Pisces people are kind of like a little bit not very intelligent, not very smart, kind of ditzy like in a sense, but in all actuality what they don't know is that Mercury and Pisces type people, Pisces people in general, they just actually have lived through all the zodiac signs, and they are actually very wise people. It's just very difficult for them to communicate how they truly feel and to really communicate their knowledge. I feel like Mercury and Pisces type people, they actually are very good with communicating with people when they need help or they need someone to talk to. I feel like Mercury and Pisces type people are really good advisors. You know, they're very good people to talk to when you just feel empty, and you know, they're very good with helping people with that. But when it comes to them actually explaining how they feel or their logic, it just kind of difficult for them. Mercury and Pisces type people, I feel like when they were younger, they actually kind of like got pushed to the side, where people just kind of like deemed them as just being not all together, you know, like the stairs didn't go all the way to the top floor, or the elevator didn't go all the way to the top floor. A lot of times just kind of like pushed aside. So I feel like a lot of Mercury and Pisces type people, as they grow older, they become even wiser about how people interact with them. And a lot of times in conversations, sometimes they can just sit quietly until they can actually warm up to a person and really understand where they're coming from, and then they really try and work on, you know, implementing their ideas at that point in time. Mercury and Pisces type people, if you are dealing with a situation similar to this, if you have not evolved or you don't have really good aspects in your birth natal to help you to overcome these kind of obstacles when it comes to your communication, what you have to do is you have to train yourself to really stay focused. Like in a conversation, stay focused. Like if you're talking about a topic, stay focused on that topic and don't go too fast. Sometimes you may have to slow down when you're talking and just really stay focused on the topic, because I feel like what happens is Mercury and Pisces type people, you feel a lot of things because you do take on other people's energy, and at the same token you have your ideas in your mind, what you want to communicate, your logic, right? But then you also have your imagination taking place at the same time. So it's a lot of things going on, and you have to learn how to train your mind to just focus on one thing at a time. And it's gonna be a difficult task, but it is definitely something that you can actually do for yourself to help you to become a better communicator, because you're very smart and wise. You're wise. You know more than most people in the world because you've lived through many lifetimes. You know so much. You know so much to help so many people, but it's because you don't really know how to communicate it. You kind of like get pushed aside, and your ideas, they get overlooked a lot of times. But the thing about Mercury and Pisces type people, if you were a singer or a dancer or anything in the entertainment type business, I just feel like you'd be amazing, especially when it comes to words. I feel like Mercury and Pisces type people, because you do have that imagination, that grand imagination, I feel like sometimes you can just put words together that they just sound so amazing, and a lot of times you impress yourself. You need to take that energy, use it to write poems, write poetry, write whatever, because actually that's going to be your gift. You know, that's going to help you to become a greater communicator, because at that point it's going to help you to realize how gifted you are, how skilled you are at communication. You just got to take the time to learn how to actually communicate it, how to verbalize it in the most logical form, so that other people around you can actually understand exactly what it is that you're saying. Okay, a lot of times Mercury and Pisces type people, they actually get looked over for jobs and things because people feel like they can't communicate properly. And I'm so sorry, Mercury and Pisces type people, but you guys are amazing. You just gotta overcome that. Okay, although Mercury can't really become its ultimate self in the sign of Pisces, I do feel like if there are good aspects in your birth chart, you guys can actually make a huge difference once you learn to truly communicate. Okay, with that being said, Mercury and Pisces type people, that's all I have for you. Until the next time, I wish you so much love, peace, and so many wonderful blessings. Bye.